when I saw on the 20th, you know, with the water cannons, all the non-lethal force weapons they were using, it's horrific, and it is horrific. But it was, you know, I've been on the other side of that fence before, being in the military. You know, I went to training through all that. I mean, I've been maced, I've been shot with tear gas, I've had concussion grenades used on me, I've been shot with rubber bullets, I've been hosed down in water and freezing temperatures, and so I know the effect that it has on you. But to see that being used on, you know, civilians, you know, American citizens, it wasn't right. And you know, even before that, leading up to, you know, when there was the confrontation, the actions that were done on the road when they first started drilling and going through the burial sites before they took over the North Camp, when the Morton County Sheriffs came through there, you know, using private security contractors, not a government agency, but private security contractors, the same private security contractors that we pay to go over and corporatize our wars. And now we're having those same companies utilize that force against American citizens for oil. You know, like I said, I just got back a few days ago. I left camp on my way to be out here with everyone. So, you know, thanks everyone for showing up. You know, I'm still kind of adjusting, to be honest. Kind of, when they picked me up from the airport, I told them a couple of times to lock the doors because I'm still kind of feral and I might, you know, jump out and take off running. So please bear with me. I'm still trying to work through this whole thought process. You know, I had a pretty broad skill set when I was in the military, and you know, so I had friends always tell me, "Why don't you go be a security contractor, go be a mercenary?" And I'm like, you know, I don't want to carry a gun anymore. And you know, so this was kind of an opportunity to use those same skill sets, but now I don't have a gun. Now I've got a camera, I've got a cell phone. You know, I've got some type of platform. You know, and that's, you know, to help inspire other veterans, other people. You know, been following Standing Rock pretty much since the beginning. Before it got cold, you know, back when the camp was actually further down the road, you know, and they were trying to protect the Lakota, the Dakota, the Nakota, the Sioux people. They were trying to protect their sacred burial grounds, the treaty land that was theirs. Following the last year, just in our country, with the election year and just the craziness that has ensued with that, you know, after being out of the military for a few years, I started getting really kind of fired up. I had friends calling me like, "Joe, why are you all fired up? Like, you're constantly on social media." So of course, when I saw this, you know, I kept wanting to go. I kept wanting to get to Standing Rock, but I had no way to really get there. You know, so I just kept working back in Texas, and again, the same thing on the 20th when I saw the you know, just the escalation of force that they had started using. You know, and then I was ready to start hitchhiking just to get up there, just to be there, not so much to protest or to protect the water. I mean, that kind of came after, to be honest. Just to get there and get eyes on, because I was tired of not getting the truth. You know, on top of that is all sorts of other social injustices going on across the country, racial injustices. So it was just all these things came together at Standing Rock, and not just about the environment, just everything. So, you know, I was ready to go. So when I saw all the veterans moving there, I was like, that's my vessel. That's how I'm getting there. And you know, so I started making contact within that network, and that's when I met Mark. You know, initially I was just going to be a regional transport leader for Texas, and I was like, I just kept sending him all this stuff, and he's like, "Dude, you're coming." Like, he called me up. You know, he was like, "Let's go." And so, you know, then it just kind of, that whole thing evolved. You know, we called Matt, got him on board, and then I get word that Brandee's coming, and it was just, we all met. It was instantly, there was none of that. You know, they talk about forming, storming, norming, whatever all that they teach you back in the military. It was just, we got there, we just started performing. It was just like, there was no, so that was really special. I was like, hey, there's other people that are, you know, like-minded veterans, you know, that felt that same kind of call. But, you know, so once we got there, you know, there's just all kinds of stuff going on, and things that they've already talked about. I don't want to spend too much time on that. VeteransRespond, when we took that stand and everything, what that kind of started speaking to me was seeing, like they've talked about, the healing by other veterans, you know, because it's not just us. There was Veterans for Peace. I don't know where, I saw Michael Sullivan walking around back here somewhere. Veterans for Peace organization was there, Occupy organization was there, as well as all the other all the other tribes that the Osheti Shikoi was the 7 councils, the 7 councils fire of all the tribes. That's how they used to meet. And so it was like that plus all these other allies, all these other people, coming together, which was, for me, was beautiful. And you saw the service through that. My time there, you get to know people, and a dear, friend of mine, Clarence, he's from the Oglala Oyate, talking to his grandmother while he's been there cooking dinner for everyone, cooking and just lots of food for everyone. And somebody asked his grandmother, how do you feel about the the non-native allies that are here? And she's like, I thank them for being here, and she's like, they drink water too. The easement was denied on the 4th. There was a lot of questions with us as far as all these veterans coming in. Were people going to have, ill intent, kind of there for the wrong reason? Because it was about showing that it's a message of peace. It's peaceful prayer, and so that's, I did my own prayers when I was there. I did some of my own. Going up and talking to the police on the other side, not really to instigate, but just to ask them to, again, be that mirror, be that reflection to them. And, it's, all that's still going, you start seeing that, and I start seeing that what the state's telling you, what the media's telling you, it's not the truth. So how do you get that out? I saw on the handout that's going into the program, up here tonight, is like, you have helpers, you have advocators, you have organizers, and you have rebels, people that go out and do this stuff, and everyone has a part. It's the same way with, that I learned with the Lakota people. They don't really have, they don't have one leader. I mean, it's just they kind of people, they follow who shows themselves as to be a leader, and people follow them. But everyone has a part. Even the cook has a part. And when that cook is cooking and that cook is making food to keep everyone else, to help them, that at that point the cook's the leader. And then so everyone has a part. And so that's kind of why I think Veterans Respond. We kind of all kind of saw that. And so kind of back to December 4th, whenever they denied the easement. I've got kids back home, and deciding to stay there throughout the winter, to stay here while Mark and Brandee and Matt, they all came back to start organizing, start getting the message out. Meanwhile, I'm back there on camp. All I can do is check my text messages, and every hour or so I'd try to look, and I'd have 200 text messages from them. I decided to stay behind because that's kind of what I do. I don't really like doing these, getting up here and talking. That's not really what I do. I was there for a month and a half. There's people that have been there since the beginning. I mean, they're still there. What we did, what I did personally, I mean, you try to give back, but I ended up gaining more than I gave. And again, that goes back to that healing through service. Like we had Mike up here, Mato Tanka. He's still out there. Every day, I guarantee he's still out there. There's other veterans that are still there, still working. So currently. If you've been following the story, the tribal council had a meeting on, I believe it was Tuesday. I'm still trying to, what day is today? Today's Sunday? Yeah, all right. So I'm still trying to, the time just kind of bleeds together out there. But, they had the meeting, and Osheti Shikoi camp, Osheti Oyate camp, it's in a floodplain. It's right there. And so right now what they're trying to do on camp, they've designated some land on Cannonball. And so the council and the people there on the ground, the headsmen and the other leaders that are there, working together, keeping lines of communication open so that way people can remain there and have their voices heard. And so they're moving back up into the, out of the floodplain basically, as well as LaDonna, she owns. The sacred stone is on her land, so that's private land that she's allowing people to remain there on. But again, they're not going anywhere. They're just moving back, get through the winter, make sure so when the springtime comes and it starts to thaw out up there, that no one's going to be swept away. We can, return the land to the way it was before all this started. But that's kind of what my message to everyone is, that it's still going on. And so, thank everyone. Thank you for coming out here, everyone that put this together. This is, like I said, I was in a yurt 4 days ago, so this is not what I expected. But this is amazing. So thank everyone for coming out.